So the second question was, if I'm employed and I'm not looking to leave my job, should I still be on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and all that stuff? And the answer is most definitely yes. And the reason is because you may think that you have a stable, steady job, but you might not. I hope you do, but you may not. And that's one of the things that we've talked about a lot in this conference today, is sometimes there are situations where you kind of have the rug pulled out from underneath you and you didn't foresee that. So you always want to have kind of a backup plan, and Facebook, having a presence on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff can help to be that backup plan for you, because what you do on those online tools is you start to build a brand for yourself. You start to stand out in a certain space. And if you do that well enough using the online tools, then you start to increase your value for your current employer, but you can also attract opportunities from other employers. I'm not looking to leave the job, I even have my own company, I'm not looking, but I just got called on Friday from a recruiter who was looking for me to interview for another job, something completely out of left field that I wasn't looking for, but they found me online. So again, you always want to make sure, particularly right now, you always want to make sure that you take advantage of every opportunity that's available to you. So that's why I would say that you stay online. Yes, ma'am. The question is, how do you position your Facebook page to be professional instead of personal? And the answer to that is that you are 100% positive 100% of the time. So if you're having a bad day at work, you do not put it on Facebook. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen people break this rule. I have had a good friend of mine, who I preach to all the time, and Sunday evening, she actually put on her Facebook page, "Oh my God, it's Sunday. I hate Sundays," because you know what that means? That means I have to go to work Monday morning. I can't stand my job. And then she gets all these comments from people, and then she reinforces what she said in the comments, like, "Yeah, I know, it really sucks." We've all seen that happen. Don't be that girl. So yeah, 100% positive, 100% of the time. That's the way to stay professional. But another cool thing about Facebook is, particularly if you're really trying to establish your mark as a thought leader in a professional space, is that you find articles that are of interest to you in your industry, and you link them to your Facebook profile so that people are like, "Wow, she must be really into this because she's putting this up on her Facebook profile in her spare time." So the question is, for someone who has been in the workforce for a while and who is trying to re-enter the workforce now, what in Effective Immediately would be of benefit to you? The funny thing about this book is that I wrote it specifically for new grads, but not just new grads with less than a year of experience in the workforce. But the big surprise for me about the book is that I've had so many people who've been in the workforce for a long time come to me and say, A, I read your book, which is a surprise to me that they would, just not being in the demographic, and B, I really got something from it. And I think that the lessons in Effective Immediately about how to deal with conflict, how to manage a team, how to write an article, how to wow your boss, all these things are perennial. Not just for new grads, but for people who have been in the workforce for a while. So that's what's so interesting about just writing the book? I started writing it in 2003. And I was writing articles about things that I was learning as a new professional in the workforce. And just because it takes a long time to get published, the book didn't come out until 2010. So 7 years later, and the information that I wrote in 2003 is still valid. So you kind of compare that to like a technology book or something like that, where, I just spoke on technology in the last session. If I had written a technology book in 2003, it just wouldn't be printed, because it's like you drive a car off the lot and it's already devalued by the time you leave the parking lot. But this is the type of information that will go on to 2013 and beyond, because it's stuff everybody needs to know to succeed in the workforce. Yes, ma'am. How do you stay cool under pressure? it depends on the type of pressure. If you're trying to stay cool because you're in a conflict situation with someone where you just don't agree with them and you may not even like them as a person, how you stay cool is that you focus on the issue and not the personality of the individuals involved. So that's kind of how I do it, is I focus on, you know, if I'm in conflict with someone, I focus on, okay, what am I ultimately trying to achieve here? And that's basically kind of what gets me through. If you think about, you know, like this situation, I mean, speaking at this conference is a tremendous amount of pressure. So how would I deal with that? The way that I deal with it is that I focus on the information that I'm trying to deliver and the lives that I'm trying to change, frankly, rather than, you know, do they like this suit?